Yo, yo, what up? What up? What's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing, and I'm back at it once again, another Sunday evening. Trying to chop it up. But tonight, I ain't talking about no boxing tonight. Tonight, I got my big homie, my man Cole Lizzle on the chat. We
Yo,
about
what's
to
good
chop
with
it
y'all?
up.
What's
What's
good
up,
with
guys?
y'all?
Talk to the people. Say what up.
What's up, world? How y'all feeling out there on a Sunday night? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Big up, my man Cole Lizzle, man. This a dude I know in real life, man. This ain't no internet shit, you know what I mean? So we
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
come chop it up, whenever we can. We both working, man. Yeah, I mean, we both got bills to pay. So whenever we can, more often than not, we gonna come on this YouTube joint and we gonna chop it up about some NBA basketball, you know what I mean? Cause I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory, you know what I mean? And really and truly, my man Cole Lizzle, when
Right.
we talk good looks, when we talk, I talk with people about NBA, but I could only keep it at a surface level with certain people. You know what I mean? But with my
Mm-hmm.
man Cole Lizzle, hey man, we could chop it up. We could go way back, man. We
Cause
could
we
go way back.
cause we keep it all the way 100. You know what I'm saying? No matter what,
Absolutely,
and
man. No matter if it's yeah,
we got facts to back everything up too.
no question, man. And that's all we gonna do on this joint, you know what I mean? So everybody, when y'all come in this joint, man, hit the thumbs up. If you like the content, we're gonna give it to you raw and uncut. So let's talk about it, man. This in-season tournament last night. You know what I'm saying? They had this in-season tournament, the finale yesterday. It was
Mhm.
the LA Lakers versus the
The
Indiana
Indiana Pacers.
Pacers on neutral ground. You know what I mean? The final game was in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? And the Lakers won that joint 123 to 109. Did you happen to catch the game last night?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the highlights and everything. I ain't see the whole game, but
True.
from what I've seen, man, AD did beast out in that joint.
Yes,
Put
he
up like
did.
41 and 20.
Yep.
And the whole time, man, I thought he deserved to win the MVP.
I thought he did too. You know what I mean?
Cause
Now I'll keep it tall with y'all. I didn't watch every single dribble of this game. It was just another Saturday night game to me. I really and truly, I was more watching boxing last night. There was world championship fights on the line last night, so I was had my eye on both, but I was more paying attention to boxing because, like I said, this was just another regular season game to me, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Now
right.
the Lakers won that joint. Um, like you said, Anthony Davis, man, he put up Will Chamberlain type of numbers last night. You know what I mean? 41
Right.
and 20. you
Right.
know. But let's put things in context too. Miles Turner, one of the league's
hmm
best shot blockers. You know what I
hmm
mean? This kid he's not a kid no more. He's a young man, but he's been in
hmm
the league for a little bit. But
hmm
he was in foul trouble last night. You know what I mean? Now,
Okay.
uh, you know, in this day and age, I know you've seen the NBA, man. These new referees, I don't know what's really good with them. How a man like Scott Foster could still have a job in the NBA is beyond me, you know. Now, this man Miles Turner was in foul trouble yesterday, you know what I mean? And
hmm
AD got busy. He took advantage when Miles Turner wasn't there, and he got busy.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? He got his 41 and 20. But
hmm
overall, the Pacers look like a good up and coming team. They showed signs last year, that they an up and coming team.
hmm
But really and truly, man, the Lakers really had control of this game for the most part. You know what I mean? I think that
hmm
the Pacers closed the distance a little bit. It was I think it was in the third quarter. You know what I'm saying? The third quarter, but they ain't do enough in the fourth. It was so the Lakers almost always had like a 10-point lead. You know what I mean?
hmm
So what you think about this? They talking about this in season trophy is another feather on LeBron's cap, and it makes him like now even more greater. He's won the first NBA in season tournament. What you think about that?
Uh, to be honest with you, like you said, it's just another regular season game, and you know, the LeBron fans out there, they're gonna look at it differently. They're gonna look at it as if he won the whole thing, and they're just gonna elevate him, even more, in this Jordan and LeBron debate, like they usually do,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why in a way, I think this thing was designed to help, well, to help LeBron win, because
True indeed.
the media is trying to push this stupid ass narrative that LeBron is the greatest player of all time.
Right,
And
especially ESPN.
right,
ESPN is the one who
yes,
pushes that agenda often.
right, exactly. And they're gonna look at this as if it's another great accomplishment. I've been seeing some comments on X, right?
Mm-hmm.
People saying that well, LeBron has an in-season tournament, but Michael Jordan doesn't. So Michael Jordan, he can't say that he has one. So it's like, what in the hell? Why would you say something like that when they didn't have in-season tournaments back then? So,
Right.
and that doesn't
Exactly.
elevate him at all over Jordan. So,
Well,
but
it
that's
comes down to this, right? Like we was talking earlier. This in-season tournament, I enjoyed it as far as look, man, I like to see guys being competitive at all
mm-hmm,
levels at any
mm-hmm,
month of the year, November,
right,
December,
right,
not just playoffs, right?
right,
But
right.
it just goes to show that in this LeBron James era, where he's the
Yes.
so-called face of the NBA,
Mm-hmm.
the NBA and Adam Silver have to go to these extreme depths, extreme measures to make an in-season tournament just to keep people interested because
Yeah.
people the majority of fans know that there's a lot of load management that goes on. It's not a competitive era. These guys don't have that competitive edge like players from years ago. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
They make
Exactly.
a boatload of money. I mean, look at a man like Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons has won the lottery a few times over by doing
Mm-hmm.
nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he found
Exactly.
a little cheat code. He doesn't have an incentive to give his energy and be competitive. And that's why
Right.
they made this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they
Yeah.
made this tournament. Because a lot of players they might have not been playing really and truly in this early in the season. You know what I mean? In November,
Right.
December. The
Right.
Kawhi Leonard, and not just picking on Kawhi, even though he's notorious. Him and Paul George. A lot of people. LeBron James is a habitual um,
Mm-hmm.
load management player ever since he's come to the Lakers.
Right. Exactly.
I
And
mean,
and the players, they be taking this whole load management thing a little too far, because they see one player do it, and
mm-hmm,
they feel the need that they should be able to do it,
mm-hmm,
because if somebody else gets what, they be like, okay, you know what, I don't feel like playing today, and for whatever reason, right? And it's so messed up because you know especially when these superstars play on the road,
mm-hmm.
and the fans go there with their hard-earned money just to see those players play, and for them to load manage, to take that away from them, it's
Yeah,
really messed up, because people come there to see these people play, you know,
facto.
and for them to to do load management, when you're on the road is wrong. Okay, at home, it's different. You got 41 games at home, okay, but I mean, and that still doesn't excuse, what I'm saying,
Not
why
not
you.
even at home. Not
No,
even
not
at
even at
home.
home.
That's
It
even
still doesn't.
worse.
No, yeah, it still
Cause
doesn't
imagine
excuse
like
that
here
though.
in DC at the Wizards joint,
Hmm.
there's a kid here who's a big fan of the Wizards,
Right,
and
right.
he likes who's their best player? Kuzma. He likes Kuzma,
Uh huh.
and he finally gets an opportunity to go, but Kuzma's load managing for whatever
Mm,
reason. And this
mm,
is just
yeah.
hyperbole. We're not saying that's what Kuzma does. We're just giving
R-
an example.
right, right.
So, like I said,
Exactly.
that's even worse at home.
Oh, okay,
But it's
okay,
it's it's funny
okay.
you say that because dogs, I've been a victim of that, man. And really and
Yeah.
truly, Slim, that shit turned me off so bad. I ain't been to an NBA game since.
Mm,
Look, eh, I'm a big Celtics fan, man. I moved down here from
yeah,
Boston. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I'm a diehard Celtic fan. I bleed
yeah.
green. So I'd never gotten in all those years to see Ray Allen, P Double, KG and Rondo. Those four guys play together. I've seen them play, but at different times. Like maybe Ray Allen wasn't there, or maybe KG was injured, or whatever. You know what I mean? I never got to
Hmm.
see them all four together. So I
Hmm.
had a feeling for whatever reason that particular year that they about to blow this Boston like this was my this I had a feeling this would be my last chance to see those four guys play together. So I went to a
Hmm.
Wizards game. and it was in April. You know, the NBA season ends like mid-April.
Right,
I
right,
mean, before the playoffs started, hey, it was a how the weather is on these sides of the East
right,
Coast. When
right.
when it starts hitting April, it's spring. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Weather
the
starts getting
skies is
nice.
blue. You
Right,
know, you ain't wearing these big jackets no more. You know,
right.
it's there's cherry blossoms in the air, and
Mm,
it was a nice day. It was a nice day. I was like, woo, man, I got me some tickets to go see the Wizards versus the Celtics. Like I said,
mm.
I had it was going to be probably the last time all four of them being together. Dogs,
Right.
I went to that game at the Capital One Center. Don't you know Doc Rivers sat Rondo, P Double, KG, and Ray Allen?
Damn. Oh man.
Dogs, he sat him because it was the last game of the season. The Wizards was some cut. They wasn't making the playoffs at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and the Celtics were. They were trying to go on a big playoff
Right,
run.
right,
So they
right.
sat they OGs,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't play, man. And I came to
Yeah.
that joint, and that
It,
game
it,
went to
it,
overtime.
you had no idea that it was going to sit, huh? You
Nah,
had
this
no
was
idea
before so big social, or at least if there was social media, I might have just had a Twitter if I had Twitter. You know what I mean?
because if you
And
known that,
I didn't have no idea, dogs. I wasn't sitting around reading the sports tick all day to see if Ray Allen and P Double and KG Rondo gonna play. You know what I mean?
because
And
if you
mhm,
known they wasn't going to play ahead of time, you probably wouldn't have went to the game, huh?
right. And I always go buy my tickets on 7th Street or by the scalpers. I used to
Right,
buy them from them fellas on the street. You know what I
right,
mean? I
right.
wasn't buying them straight from the Wizards box office.
Mm-hmm.
And dogs, I haven't been to an NBA game since. That just
Mm-hmm.
left a bad taste in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've seen a lot of NBA players in the Goodman leagues, Mellow leagues, the pro am street ball shit. But an NBA game, I ain't been to one since. But
Yo,
anyways, that's just a little backstory of the same shit you're talking about when the stars are not
yeah,
playing and you
yeah.
paid your hard earned money for your ticket.
And it's even disappointing when you're watching it on TV too, because I remember
Is it?
one time the Spurs was about to play was it the Miami Heat or Orlando Magic, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was hyped up for that game too. I was like okay, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Ginobili they're gonna give them that work.
Right.
The next thing you know, man, you know what I'm saying? Right when the game started, right before the game started, they said Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker was all sent home. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my God, man, you kidding me?
I wouldn't doubt it. I'm sure I
I was
remember
like,
that one
yo,
too.
man, I was so hyped. I think it was about to play the Miami Heat or something like that. But
Yeah,
and then I just didn't even watch the game. I didn't even bother to watch it, man,
I
because
feel
it
you,
was
man.
disappointing, man. I wanted to see them play, and the Spurs, they the ones who started this whole load
Fact
management thing in
though,
the first
I'm
place.
glad you said that. It's
So
Popovich who started all this.
exactly,
He did. He did. But Popovich doing it when he was doing it, nobody was crying about it. You know
right,
why? Because for one, the whole world and a lot of people who are not Spurs fans or who don't appreciate good fundamental basketball, they had that label that they're a boring team, right?
right.
You know what I'm
Not
saying?
flashy, not flashy
Right.
enough.
They're
Right.
not flashy, they boring. But then at the end of the day, they not doing no load management for nothing else except winning a championship. And
Yeah, they
at the
still
end of the
winning
day,
championships.
that's what they were doing. And Popovich is not a guy to be trifled with. You know what I mean? This is a guy who knows what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, he had a proven record.
I totally understand why the Spurs did. They did
Yeah,
it
yeah.
for a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because they was still like dead in the middle of their dynasty. But yeah, man, it's like these players now when they do it nowadays, it just doesn't help them, win a championship. It doesn't do much for them. To be honest with you, it hurts their team more than it helps them.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
look at Kyrie Irving a few years ago when he said he's gonna take the day off to go to his little sister's birthday or something.
Yeah,
Look, I heard the man Larry Bird say some real shit the other day. Sometimes things come up, and let's say they haven't whatever. I forgot what exactly in context he was saying, but he said something like, I don't know, maybe they having a team practice or something, and maybe a certain player or meeting didn't come, and the player brings up an excuse like, oh, man, my kids, it's Christmas. Let's say it's around Christmas time. And, let's say the kid is like 3 years old. Larry Bird says something funny like that. Every day could be Christmas for a little kid. You could tell the little kid, tomorrow's Christmas. I mean? But he was just basically trying to show what it takes to win a championship, commitment.
Yeah.
And when we talking here about load management, look at those Brooklyn Nets teams with KD, James Harden, and
James
Kyrie.
Harden, Kyrie, right.
These
Right.
guys didn't even play together like that. They didn't even
Right.
play 30 games together in 2 years. They
Yeah.
didn't play
Yeah.
30
Yeah.
games
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. They didn't play that many games together at all. And
KD will never win a championship with the way his teams are constructed. Even this Phoenix team, Bradley Beal is never there.
yeah, and another thing about the Phoenix Suns, they need a real point guard too. I'm not sure how it's going to work with Devin Booker. Bringing the ball down the court because
Because
he's
he's
not a
a
point
good
guard.
player off the ball, a good
Right, right,
scorer.
right, right. He's better off the ball. I think that's just it's going to take him too much energy to run the point and do all the scoring that he be doing because the man can score too,
Right.
right? So it'd be a lot easier, for them to have a solid point guard in there. But
But we don't know yet how they even look with all three of them. I don't think all three of them have played
not
together
all three
this
of them
season
haven't
one
played
game.
together yet. Yeah, they
They
haven't played a
haven't.
game together yet. Yeah.
Right. I saw
So
Bradley Beal face looking all crazy the other night. Who they lost to? They lost to like Detroit. They lost to
mm,
Detroit last week.
mm,
And hey man, Booker had like 8 points. He ain't do a damn thing.
God
Them
dang.
fellas. Bradley Beal was sitting there on the bench in street clothes with a
Mm.
long face like dogs. You're never there.
They're not supposed to lose to Detroit, not even without Bradley Beal. Even
I
if
know. That's
even if
why they can't win a champ. You need continuity and chemistry, man.
plus they
And,
don't
and
got no
and your chemistry don't come. It don't come in April, or
right,
you know what
right.
I'm saying. Look,
Yep.
we've been watching NBA from a long time, man. There's teams that start off hot and they're gonna finish off hot because they're on a mission. They're on a
Yeah.
motherfucking mission. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Phoenix, man, they just need a roster makeover period. They need size, they need a point guard, they need, I'm saying, help in a lot of different positions, man. And
No doubt.
the way they constructed, I can't really see them winning a chip. But they can make a deep playoff run, but that's about all that I can see them doing right now.
Yeah.
So
The history has been proven with KD, man. It's a good player, but you need guys there with you. You need to
yeah,
play together, go through the
yeah,
wars, and go
the
through the trenches together.
yeah the
Chemistry.
the closest I mean he's come to winning a championship, without the help that he had before was in Brooklyn. If he was back a couple inches behind that 3-point line, they would have won. They would have won the series that day. And some people say
Yeah,
they would have won the championship that year.
we can't say that because they didn't
Some
even
people,
win that series.
yeah, some people, I don't
We
know.
seen him in the overtime. He had an opportunity. The game wasn't over. That's
Yeah.
what people also forget. They went to
So
overtime and
so
and
so
he
Phoenix
gassed
Suns.
out. He
So
gassed
they
out.
so they probably if now if they would have advanced and played the Hawks in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think they would have beat the Hawks. But would they have beat
Hmm.
the Suns though in the finals though? That's still kind of a good question to be honest with you. Because
Yeah, I
for
don't
for
even go there because they didn't beat Phoenix. I mean the Bucks because, like I said, they went to overtime when them
yeah,
fellas stepped on his foot on the line,
yeah.
and
They went to
and
overtime.
he gassed out. They got smoked in that OT. He did
Yeah,
nothing.
they wasn't gonna come back in OT though. They needed to finish that in the fourth in
Yeah,
regulation.
and Giannis ain't no hoe. All he did was win the championship that season.
Right, right, right.
Sometimes those type of victories, they
Hmm.
just do something to you as a player
Hmm.
because we watched that series, dogs. That KD, remember KD was cooking Giannis, man.
It
Remember
was.
KD was cooking Giannis in some of them games.
Yeah,
I
like
couldn't believe it. I
yeah,
was
like
like, Giannis, where's your heart at, Slim?
he almost had
You're a
like
tall dude too.
he almost had like 50 points in one game. He had like 48, 49, something like that.
Yeah, he was cooking him, man. And even KD with his arrogant ass, he said it some at some point in that playoff series. Like, don't compare me with this guy. Don't compare me with Giannis. Basically, try to show like he's levels above Giannis.
Nah, I mean, Giannis is one of the
And
best players in the league,
yes, he is. He is. But look, Giannis, up until that point to me, had been a disappointment.
Mm.
Remember all them. Remember just like this last playoffs, man. How the losing to Miami. Remember
Yeah,
Miami always had their
yeah,
number.
yeah.
He's only beat him once.
They wasn't supposed to lose to Miami in the first round though.
They
Last
wasn't.
year,
No,
because
but
I'm surprised they lost that
that year
jump.
they won the championship. He exercised his demons too, and they beat Miami, a
Right,
team
right, right,
that had beat him 4-1 the year before.
right,
And the
right,
year
right.
before that, one game they won. Giannis ain't even play. It was Chris Middleton who lit him up for 30
Hmm.
plus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Giannis had a lot of demons, man. I was
Hmm.
looking at him sideways for a couple seasons. Then he beat KD, and then
Hmm.
it's like the doors opened, and then fellas
Hmm.
rode that joint all the way to a championship.
Hmm.
Another guy who I seen was in that same type of predicament was Jason Tatum the year we went to the championship.
Mm.
Yeah. Jason Tatum, they went to the championship. They was on a roll, but they did beat the defending champions, the Bucks. Remember?
Right, right.
They
You
beat them
they was
in
in the
game
first.
seven.
What was that? The second or no? That was the second round, right?
Yeah, second round.
Yeah, because
And
when they beat the
Tatum elimination
Bucks.
game six, he dropped like 40 something in Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, I saw that game.
He
Yeah,
went crazy
he
on
bust
them.
their ass.
So
He bust their ass.
that joint right there, it gives you confidence. Like boom,
Yeah.
you got the boogeyman out the way. For Giannis, it was KD. For Tatum, obviously it was KD because the year before the motherfucking Nets beat the Celtics 4-1. Remember in
Hmm.
the first round.
Yeah.
And I think the one and only game that the Celtics did win, I think Tatum did drop 50 against
Mm.
the Nets. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So those
Yeah.
some of these victories they help they give you, I guess, a confidence booster. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, because I already knew that the Celtics were going to go to the finals. If they
That
beat the
year?
Bucks, yeah. But the Heat almost took it from them. You know what I'm saying? In the Eastern
Yeah.
Conference Finals, it was close. Now they came close,
It was
but
close because the Celtics was playing with their food, just like they was
yeah, they
playing with their
was.
food against the
Yeah,
Bucks. They should have had
yeah,
the
yeah,
Bucks in 5 or 6, just like the Heat. They should have had them in five or
yeah. They
six.
let a couple of those games go though. I
Yeah,
know.
but
I peeped that.
both game sevens, Tatum won on the road, the Celtics,
Yeah, yeah. They did
to go to the finals. And then last year we played without food for 3 games in the
against
Eastern
Philly.
Conference Finals.
Against Philly.
Even against Philly, we was down 3-2.
Oh yeah.
Then Tatum
Exactly.
lit him up for 50 in game 7. 50 plus.
Yo, man. Yo, when y'all started coming back from down 3-0, man, I thought y'all had them for a second. I was like, damn, might really happen, yo. They might actually make history and come be the first team to come back from 0-3, I was
Man,
like,
it was
wow.
those dreams kind of died when Tatum stepped on Vincent's ankle, man. He twisted
Yeah.
his
That
joint
that probably that's what turned
in the
the,
very
the
first
series right
play.
there.
The very
Yeah.
first play.
Yep. Yep. That kind of messed up the Celtics' chances of winning that game, because Jason Tatum, he wasn't really himself at all.
Nah, to
He
me,
really
he
was.
didn't look like he. I thought he would have tried to do an Isaiah Thomas versus Lakers in Game 3 in
Yeah.
whatever game that was in that fourth quarter where he dropped 25 on them with on a twisted ankle.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
man. But this in season tournament is a is just basically
Yeah.
it's in a time capsule. It's a time capsule of LeBron James era.
Right.
And to
Right.
me, in my opinion, some may disagree, but this is the weakest era of NBA basketball in my lifetime. I could say from the
I agree
'80s.
with that. I agree
You
with that
know,
100%, man.
one thing
100%.
I don't like how I look in the league leaders in scoring leaders, and there's like 6 dudes averaging 30 points per game, man.
Yeah. And then,
That right there is not cool, man.
and another thing, scoring has just drastically been going up over the years. Like back in, like, I would say like '06 or something like that. teams wasn't even averaging 100 points a game, man.
Hmm.
Or either yeah, either a little bit below 100 or a little ahead, above 100.
That was like in the
But
mid
the whole time,
from the
it
late
now
'90s,
it
from the
went
late '90s till mid 2000s.
it went from that all the way up to like 120, 125 points a game, man. That's what teams are averaging now, man. And that goes to show the lack of defense, you know what I'm saying, and
Facto,
toughness that these guys got nowadays, man.
facts.
No,
Dogs,
so
in this new NBA, if you average 25 points per game, you're like the 16th leading leader in
yeah,
in scoring.
yeah, and it's not
I
really a
never
big
seen no
deal.
shit like this.
Right. It's not you can very easily be overlooked, you know what I'm talking? Because so many other players are putting up them numbers too. And it wasn't like that back in the day.
Man, in the 2000s, in the '90s, '80s, if you average 25, 26 a game, you're like number 5 or 6 in the NBA in
Yeah.
scoring leaders. You're
Exactly,
top
exactly.
5,
Exactly.
bro. I
Yeah.
remember one year, this is just goes to show the pace of basketball too, like the
Hmm.
scoring, how it's
Yeah.
so high these days. Look at the
Yeah.
paces; they be dropping like 130 points per game.
Yeah. I don't really
Look at
want to see.
Allen Iverson in '99, and these were the years when you remember them Bulls games, where some of them would be the scores would be like 90 to 84
Right.
in the '90s when Jordan was around, and
Right.
the last three-peat, the last
Right.
three-peat,
Yeah.
the NBA scoring was low.
Yeah, it
That
was
year
low back then. Yeah.
in '99 when there was a lockout season. Obviously, guys are coming to this. The year started in like January '99, right?
Hmm.
Obviously, some guys wasn't in shape. Sean Kemp was never the same because he
Mm-mm.
came back fat. Even
Yeah.
guys like Vin Baker, but Allen
Yeah.
Iverson led the league in scoring that year. And
Hmm.
that man ain't even averaged 27. I think he
Hmm.
averaged 26. If I'm not mistaken, that's his first scoring title. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You check it.
Yeah.
So it was just goes to show it was also a harder game. The defenses
Oh
was,
yeah, because
you know what I mean?
there's no balance between offense and defense nowadays. All you're seeing is a bunch of players running and gunning. You know what I'm saying? Scoring at a high pace, and when they on the other end of the court, there's a lack of energy, a lack of intensity, and that's why you don't see many good defensive players nowadays, man. Like it's probably really easy to score in this era, man. And that's how soft it's gotten. And it just goes to show, man, like the league it's never gonna be the same, man. It's
Yeah,
never gonna be
man.
the same, man.
It started when remember back when they started, they used to have illegal defense, and then they came in. I remember in sometime mid 2000s. Can't remember which year specifically. Then they started doing the zone. When they started doing the zone, like NBA teams could now do 2 3s and 3 2s or 1 2 1s, whatever. And
Yeah.
also they took away the hand checking at the same
Right,
damn
right,
time.
right, right, right.
The very next season, when they took all that stuff out, who led the NBA in scoring that year? And in his 10th year, I think it was like his 10th year, Allen Iverson did at
Mm-hmm.
33 years, 33 points per
Mm-hmm.
game. It's
Right.
obvious. All them years, he's led the league in scoring before,
Mm-hmm.
but them fellas now they ain't no hand checking. They playing zones. Yeah, I'm saying
It's too easy, man. You know
that's
how
when
many
Allen
points
Iverson scoring went up to 33 points per game, his highest ever in his 10th season.
because they
You would
got
have
rid of
thought
the hand checking rule.
facto.
Right.
There you go. And now there's weaker defensive schemes. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
so
man.
it's quite obvious. You know what I mean? It's quite obvious how the game is going, and obviously with the what you call this stuff, fantasy football and fantasy basketball.
Mm-hmm.
These things are factors as to why
Mm-hmm.
NBA has a lot of scoring is because
Right.
scoring means more points. Obviously, maybe
Mm-hmm.
bringing more people to come watch games on TV, blah blah blah,
Right.
and
And
also for fantasy. You know what I mean? We need guys
yeah.
putting up numbers.
Right, man. And a lot of people gonna go unnoticed, man, because of all this scoring, man. Like a
Yeah,
guy, he could be
man.
putting up like 22, 23 points a game for the first time, and you're gonna see all these other players putting up these numbers, and you're not even gonna notice. You know what I'm saying what this guy
Hmm.
is doing.
They're gonna
Because I
say,
like to see, I
man,
like to
he
see play,
only averaging
I like to see,
22.
I like to see players get better. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
players develop. You know what I'm saying? I don't like seeing the same old players. You know what I'm saying? Play, be dominating all the time. I like to see new players. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's one of the
Become
best
all
things about
stars.
sports. To
Yeah,
see a new guy,
yeah. To see a
especially
new
a
guy
guy
step
come
up,
out of
man.
nowhere.
Yes,
Especially a guy come out of nowhere.
and
And
it's gonna be hard to see that nowadays, man, because of all of this scoring, man. And like you were saying,
I'm about to look right now at NBA league leaders right now. I'm about to look it up right now. Because like I said, back when I used to always looking at, and this is before internet, when you'd look in the newspaper, league leaders, and if they put the top 50, number 50 would average 15 points per game. Yeah, I
mhm,
mean, but
yeah,
now number 50
like
averages like 18 and 19. I'm saying,
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
That's
it's
crazy, man.
crazy.
Yeah, and those are good numbers too, man. But they gonna go unnoticed, man. You're gonna go.
Yes.
You're gonna you can very easily overlook that, you know. You know. So
I'm not feeling it, because these numbers are inflated. They're
yeah,
very inflated, you know what I
they are
mean?
inflated. They are because
So Joel Embiid leads the league with 33.3, Luka Doncic 31.9, Durant 31, De'Aaron Fox 30.5, Giannis 30.5, Shea Gilgeous Alexander 30.5.
that's
So
too many.
six guys lead average 30 per game. When I was
That's
a kid
unheard
growing
of.
up, I
Only
seen
one or two.
Jordan with 30. I seen Dominique with 30 once or twice. I seen Carmelo with 30 once or twice. And after Mike, it was Iverson's getting 30, but
Right,
nobody
right,
else's, dogs.
right. You
Even
didn't see.
Shaq. Even Shaq and David Robinson that year, David Robinson dropped 71 in
Hmm.
94 in the last game against the
Right.
Clippers to win the scoring title by a few decimals over Shaq. It was 29
Hmm.
point
Yeah, yeah. I
something.
remember that. Yep, I remember that. Yep, yep.
Yeah, it wasn't 30. It was 29 point something. And that's damn good.
That's really good. That's yeah. Those are monster numbers to me.
But now,
But
fellas is averaging 30 points per game. I mean,
like it's nothing, man. Like it's nothing.
another thing, another big factor to look at, the league leaders in field goal percentage. I
Mm.
don't know who the league leader is. I could look, but I do know fellas like Giannis shoots like 61% from the field.
Hmm.
That fella Shaq, Shaq wasn't even doing 60 in his day. He was
Right, right,
probably leading the league at 57 or
right,
56.
right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm about to look right now. I bet you the league leader is JaVale McGee. That nigga dropping 80% from the field. You know what I mean?
They scoring so easily, man. That
Yeah,
goes to show, man. God, you can't compare guys that in the current era to guys from back in the day, because
you can't.
guys in the 80s and 90s will just rip these guys' hearts right the hell out, man.
Man, I'm glad you
Sure.
said that. You know why I'm glad
'Cause-
you said that?
mhm,
Because you ain't talking out the side of your neck. You've
mhm.
watched basketball.
Yes.
You know these guys. You know,
Yeah.
imagine, and Doug, we're going to make a segment on this NBA stuff we talking.
Yeah.
Some of the craziest shit I've heard people talk or try to debate to me about basketball.
Yes. Oh yes.
I'm gonna give you one right now, right?
Hmm.
Um, somebody tried to tell me. They told me, listen carefully, Slim. They
What's
tried to
good?
tell me that the players who all players who came who weren't around before the year 2000. Okay, so
Hmm.
basically everybody before the year 2000, they cannot. I said cannot. They can't keep up with players of today.
What kind of ignorant statement is that? That was just straight up ignorant, man. Can't
My
keep up with
man.
players today.
Now look, like I just gave you props. I just told you said you talked about players from back would rip them apart, players from today, and
Oh yeah.
and you can say that I know for a fact because you know these guys from back when you've been watching hoops just like me from long time. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Now, would you take the word of somebody like that who says that?
Who
Would you
says
take would you take their word saying that players from the years before the year 2000 cannot keep up with players of today.
Of course not, no. Of course
I
not.
bet. Me neither, right?
That
But
goes to show.
imagine somebody telling you that, right? And these guys, fellas, is let's say in our age, fellas is in our age, me and you
Yeah.
age, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these fellas don't even know who Sharif Abdul Rahim is.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine them telling you that, but they don't even know who Sharif
Yeah,
Abdul
I can't.
Rahim
I
is.
can't take them seriously at all. You know, it just goes to
Facts,
show
man.
their lack of
Facts.
basketball knowledge. You know,
Say no more,
and
man.
they have not did their homework. They have not what they don't really watch basketball. Period. They only go by what people say, man, or what they see online. You know, for like a
Well,
couple of seconds compared to an actual 2.5 hour game. You know.
this gonna
So
kill you. This gonna kill you. You know what they say? They said, I've been say, they said, quote unquote, I've been saying this even way before Gilbert Arenas was saying this. But players of before the year 2000 can't keep up with players of today. So just like you said, they listening to the people who don't know basketball
mhm.
because I guess Gilbert Arenas is the person who educates them on basketball. I mean,
Yeah,
Gilbert Arenas says a whole lot of nut ass shit,
he
and I
does. He
wouldn't be
does.
surprised if he said that. Yeah, I mean,
Mm. Yeah, I mean, you would think he would know better, but but at the same time, you can't be surprised. You know, I mean,
yo, I just looked up field goal percentage, man. You're gonna cry when you hear this shit. The league leader in field goal percentage in right now this season is Jacob Podol, that the center from the Toronto Raptors. Used to be on the Spurs. He leads the
uh,
NBA in field goal percentage at 73.3.
wow, that's crazy.
73.3.
That's
And
crazy.
second to him is Daniel Gafford, the guy on the Wizards. 69%.
Mm, that's crazy, man. They don't let a role player, out.
Jacob Podol's a good player.
The, yeah,
But
have a higher
I
field goal
mean,
percentage than them,
this is the new NBA where he could lead the league in field goal percentage at 73%. You know what I mean?
and it will still go unnoticed. Nobody would even know about it.
Right.
Nobody would notice it at all. You know.
But guys back in the day, like I said, Shaq would lead the league at 56%. And that was damn good. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
Yeah, because guys from back then could easily play in this era, though. It'll be too easy for them, you know.
It'll be too easy, man.
Yeah, because they'll average more points, and they'll actually play some damn defense, man,
Yeah. And this isn't
which would
even the
make their
most
teams better.
athletic era of basketball.
Right,
It's
right,
not.
right. It's not. It's not.
I
There's some
mean,
athletic dudes in the '90s, early 2000s.
90s, early 2000s was one of the best when we had guys like T Mac
Vince
and
Vince Carter.
Vince Carter. We had some great leapers, Steve Francis. But
Yep.
these guys watched guys from the 80s and 90s doing it. That's what inspired
Hmm.
them.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I mean, I watch basketball. I don't see no 6'1" point guards or 6'1" shooting guards because that's what he really was. A six
Mm-hmm.
one shooting guard catching an alley oop in a half court offense. Not no fast break thing. That's what my man D Brown on the Boston Celtics used to do.
Mm-hmm.
He used to catch them lobs from Sherman Douglas or Brian Shaw
Right.
in
Right.
a half court offense.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, where's a guy like Robert Pack? I don't see no Robert Packs today going coast to coast and flushing
Nah.
on big 6 footers, 7 footers, all stars and superstars. What
Yeah.
are
You
we
don't see
talking
that.
about,
Yeah.
man?
Yeah. You don't see that nowadays, man.
I
You
mean,
really don't, man.
basketball is still basketball. The game hasn't changed. It has not changed one bit. Yeah,
It
I
hasn't.
mean, there's
No.
new moves. Guys do Euro steps, but Euro step is not nothing new. Everything, even Michael Jordan's fadeaway. Oscar Robertson was doing that shit in the '60s. I mean,
Yeah, and you got guys nowadays disrespecting guys from eras in the past. Guys in the '80s and '90s, and they be saying shit
yeah,
like, "Oh yeah, man, you can't be playing like that. You can't be all physical and fouling people and throwing people to the ground like they usually did." It's like, yo, man, like
yeah.
that goes to
That's
show,
what Gilbert
man,
Arenas
because
says.
you gotta put a body on somebody, man. You gotta put a body on them, man, and let them
Exactly.
know you can't let them. You know what I'm saying? outstrength you, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let them know, man, that it ain't gonna be easy as you want it to be. You know what I mean?
That's basketball 101, especially on crashing the boards. You got to keep a body on somebody. Keep
Yes,
fellas off the
yes,
boards.
yes. It ain't nobody's on nobody, right now, You know what I'm saying? It's
Man,
like,
I'd love to see a man like Derek Harper playing basketball today with those rules that they used to have when he played on the
oh,
Knicks
I
and
would
the
love to see a
Mavericks.
lot of people playing today's game, man. Oh my goodness, they would just take
or,
advantage of it. They would
or
take
even
full
Lindsey
advantage of
Hunter.
it.
Lindsey Hunter guarding fellas, coast full court press in their ass.
Yo,
Yeah, I mean,
those dudes will
Muggsy
smell straight
Bogues.
blood.
Muggsy Bogues.
Oh,
Guarding man 94 feet. I'd love to see these guys guarding these guys today and see how many pockets they pick, how many cookies
these
they
guys
get.
would have a field day, man. If the rules were the way that they are now, back then, wow,
Hmm. Well, now people talk about they say guys can't shoot back when, but the guys today can shoot. But
yeah,
look, it's a different game. In
right,
a combined game with between two teams can shoot a total of 80 to 93 pointers in one game
hmm
today. 40
yeah,
attempts from each
yeah.
team. Yeah, I mean,
They shoot way too many threes nowadays, man.
when you
Way
shoot
too
as
many.
many threes as they do today, you're gonna make more than guys
Yeah,
back when. Who
yeah,
there was a point in time the league average used to be like like in the early 80s when the 3-point line first came. It was three shot attempts. That was the league average, three
yeah,
attempts from the whole
yeah.
league. Then
Mm,
it went to 9. It's been
hmm
gradually going up over
Right,
the decades, but
right.
that doesn't mean there wasn't no. That's what they don't understand. That there were snipers too when we used to watch ball back in the day.
Oh yeah, those snipers out there,
Like I seen fellas like Chuck Person and his brother. These
Yeah,
fellas will
Chuck
light
Person
your
and
ass
Wesley
up
Person. Yeah,
from 3-point land.
yep.
With
Chuck,
just catch, pump fake, shoot, boom, put the ball on the floor, one dribble, bang, bang. You know what I'm saying?
Dale Ellis was a sniper.
Dale Ellis was a sniper, and I was a big fan of Dale Ellis, man. I used to love Dale Ellis. You know, these guys, there was 3-point shoot, everything. There ain't nothing new under the sun, dogs. I watched 1969 NBA All-Star game. Bill Russell's last All-Star game um, ever in his career, and also his very last year in the NBA. And I watched the game. It's the same game. These guys they call picks. Pick right, pick right. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
They set screens, fellas. It's the same game. Ain't nothing changed, man. What
Understand.
people talk about guys today are bigger, faster, stronger. Well, if LeBron's bigger, faster, stronger, and he has all that money that he says he spends $1 million,
It's on his body. Yeah,
but he plays an average of 55 games ever since he came to the Lakers.
yeah,
55 games is his average. Even
mm,
probably Anthony Davis be on the floor more than him since
yeah.
they've been on the Lakers. You know what I mean?
It's like guys nowadays. I don't. Guys nowadays don't even be playing 82 games.
No, they don't. Nah, they
Like
don't.
back in the day, you would see, what I'm saying, the superstars on the court like every night, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like
Karl
it's
Malone, Stockton,
yeah. They just go the whole 82
Jordan.
games, They go through the trenches, man, and
Mm-hmm.
know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? But they don't see that now, man.
Nah.
You don't see that now, man. And it's disappointing to watch. And not only that, I don't like the pace of the game either because they just come down the court and jack up a lot of threes that
Yeah.
just don't make sense, to be honest with you. The guys from back then, like Dale Ellis, Reggie Millers, and guys like that,
Mitch
they
Richmond.
they 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 actually took better shots, man, than the guys do today, man. They just come nowadays. They just come down, chuck up a three. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they take terrible shots, Their
But back
shot
when
selection
they
is
didn't
just
have
not
the
great.
luxury of um of jacking up threes like they do today. They didn't have that green light to do that.
Yeah. The coaches wouldn't. Yeah. They wouldn't let
Yeah.
them do all of that anyway. But
And it
which
just
goes to
wasn't.
show that the coaching was better back then,
I
because that's
believe
how you're
so.
supposed to coach your team. You're not
I
supposed
mean,
to
what
let
we
your
gonna
team.
compare today's coaches with a guy like Mike Fratello and Lenny Wilkins or
Right,
Don
right,
Nelson or
right.
Larry Brown? Come on.
These coaches, they don't preach. They don't
Phil
preach enough
Jackson?
defense nowadays. You know, they
Nah.
let their players go down, chuck up all these stupid shots, and then when they get back on defense, that's why the other team gets so many easy buckets.
Yeah. It's
You know what
basketball.
I'm saying?
If you miss a layup or long threes cause long rebounds and it
Yeah,
causes transition game on the other end to go right fast. You miss a
right.
layup, they're gonna score a layup in 3 seconds on the other end. And
Yeah,
same for a long three. You keep jacking up long threes. You know
right,
what I
right,
mean?
right.
And we talking about the game of basketball. I still love the game. I still
I
watch
still love the
basketball.
game. I
You
just want
know,
to see a good basketball
good
game.
product, right?
And
And we could
it's been kind
actually
of hard to
attest,
watch.
right? We could attest that this is the weakest era to me of NBA basketball because I started watching ball late '80s, like around Jordan and Isaiah times, Larry
Hmm.
Bird.
Yeah.
The first finals I watched for sure, for real, all 5 games was Bulls and Lakers because
Hmm.
this was Magic and Jordan.
Right, right,
That was I
right.
remember the big hype, Magic versus Jordan. I wasn't missing that, and I've been on it ever since.
Yeah.
But the way this era with the load management, what I'm saying, and just the
That makes
no
it even softer.
defense, it's not the best era. And also the superstars, these
Oh
new
yeah, the super
the
teams. Yeah.
superstars of today, they don't sacrifice like
Mm.
superstars of back when. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
That's
all and nobody in my lifetime in NBA had cheap NBA rings,
no,
like
they
ring
didn't.
hopping.
No,
They
no,
didn't.
they don't be ring hopping. They didn't
There
ring hop
wasn't
like
that
that
type
back
of
in the
stuff
day.
back when,
They started doing that in today's era, man. I think ever
right?
since LeBron joined the Heat,
Mm-hmm.
that's when it really started because that was like the really first super team, and a lot of people they think that's cool now, man. Because taking the easy route to a championship like that, it's just not respectable, man.
It's not. It could
It's,
never be.
it can't be,
It
man.
can't be, especially when
Because
you've seen guys go through the trenches and pour their heart out, whether they win it or lose it.
right, right,
You
right,
know,
exactly, yeah, because guys like Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, they was
Isaiah
actually part of
Thomas.
they was a part of dynasties, man. They was part of a dynasty, man. They did
Mm-hmm.
it the right way, and
Look at
LeBron,
Isaiah
LeBron,
Thomas. Look at
yeah,
look at those Pistons teams. When Isaiah came to the league, they wasn't no tough hardcore team like when they was the bad boys, right?
right, right.
Isaiah Thomas used to drop a lot of buckets. He used to score points. He'd drop his dimes, but there was more of a running gun team with the white boy named Kelly Tripucka. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah,
And when they traded Tripucka, they got pieces now. Drafted too, not no free agents or 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 trades
right, right.
or
They
you know
did
what
it.
I mean?
Yeah,
They
they did it the
drafted Joe
homegrown way.
Dumars, Sally, and Rodman.
Yeah, the homegrown way. Yep.
They already had Lambier and Thomas.
That's more respectable and it's more fun to
Yeah,
watch. When people because you have people. Even when they win a championship, like most of their roster, they end up signing with different teams, and it's like, why not keep the same team, together? Why not stay with that team,
well,
and just
the
try to run it
Warriors,
back?
and I respect the Warriors. I used to be a big fan of the Warriors in the '90s. I stopped being a fan because they got a little too watered down to me and stuff. But they drafted Clay, Stephen, and Draymond.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
Those are
Yeah,
homegrown guys. They did it the
right.
right way.
Yeah, they did. So
And
I mean, that's why they was a part of a dynasty,
yeah,
and
they got
it's just more respectable. And LeBron, he'll never be a part of a dynasty, because of all this team hopping,
yeah.
and that it takes and you can't look at his legacy the same as you would Michael Jordan or Kobe or
Yeah.
guys who did it the right way.
Or Dirk.
Right, right. Even Dirk Nowitzki,
21 years in one
with the
team.
Dallas Mavericks, yeah, when it made two NBA Finals
We
appearances
seen him fail twice. Oh, that NBA Finals in '06, they was up 2-0
on
on
Miami.
yeah. Then they lost,
They
man.
lost four straight, yeah, and D Wade won the Finals MVP.
You
I give him
know?
props for that, but
Yeah. And then
yeah,
the next season, he was the MVP of the NBA.
yeah,
They
yep,
won like 67 games. I'm watching that team that year. Like this man, Dirk's on a mission to redeem that failure from losing to the Heat. Then they got
Yeah.
knocked out the first round by number 8
Mm.
Warriors. You know, with you remember them teams with Monte
Yeah.
Ellis, Jason
Yeah. Yeah.
Richardson,
Mm-hmm.
a
Yep.
small team. They center was a Donald Foyle,
Mm-hmm.
and
Wasn't
everybody
what
else was
what
small dudes
what
like Arrington, Al
what,
Harrington.
what, wasn't Baron Davis still on that team? Wasn't
He
he on
did.
that?
He was there. Yep, he
Yeah.
was their best player actually.
Mm.
Um, and they beat him. I'm gonna keep it tall with you. I've always liked Dirk, always, right?
Uh-huh.
But I gave up on him at that time. I said, man, this motherfucker weak. He's just another European. Just another
Oh.
European. I gave up on him, dogs. I didn't believe in him no more. Boom. 2011, man, this man beat Kobe. He swept Kobe. And
Yeah.
Kobe and them were defending champs.
Right.
They
Right.
swept
Right.
them.
Mm-hmm.
They beat OKC, KD and them, who had been in
Mm-hmm.
the finals.
Yep.
Or had they been to the finals yet at that
No. No.
point?
No. They went to the
Or they
finals the
hadn't.
next
Oh,
year.
then
The
the
next
next
year.
year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat Russell and them, and
Right.
KD. Then they beat LeBron and then that was that. Now when we talking about championships and somebody getting it out the mud, going through the trenches,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we talking about.
Right. 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 You
And
know.
that's to me in my lifetime of watching basketball. It's the it's probably number one. It's probably the first. I probably say number one or maybe number two of the hardest championships I've ever seen somebody win in NBA history. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, especially because the Heat they was the heavily favorites in that
Facts.
on that
Three All
championship.
Stars, three Hall of Famers. Fuck All
Yep,
Stars.
yep. 3 Hall of Famers,
Three
and
Hall of Famers. Dirk was there by
Dallas,
himself with my man
Just
Jet.
Dallas just took it from him. And Jason Terry he just bullied LeBron basically the
He
whole
sure did.
series.
He took his heart.
Man, yeah, that was funny to watch, y'all.
Yeah, I was so happy, man.
You ain't,
Because I was happy for Dirk. I was happy for Jason Terry, man. I've been fans of these guys. I've been a fan of Jason Terry since he was a backup to Mike Bibby in Arizona. You know what I mean?
yeah, yep, yeah. You got a national championship.
Yeah, he got now.
Them
He got
too.
it at
Yep,
all levels, even high
yep,
school.
yep.
He got a high school championship. He got it on all levels. Jason Terry, a winner.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a
Respect him
killer, clutch dude on
and he
that
wasn't.
team.
And he's. I respect him for standing up to LeBron in that series too. He wasn't scared, yeah.
But nobody's scared of LeBron.
No, yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, now that I think of it, yeah, he,
No,
yeah,
nobody
he doesn't fear
ever
any. He
is.
didn't. Yeah, nobody fears him like that. He doesn't strike any fear in anybody's heart.
Only teams I could say that kind of bowed down to LeBron and made him kind of look like Jordan was that one playoff run. I want to say 2018 when LeBron beat the Raptors and he beat the Pacers in the playoff run. And I believe he hit a game winner in both of those series, one against the Raptors and one against the Pacers. Yeah, I mean,
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yep,
so those teams, I didn't like the way they was just bowing down to LeBron, like they showed no heart.
yeah,
That's
I
why
mean,
they got DeRozan up out of there, you know.
yeah,
And I like DeRozan, but it wasn't a good brand
yeah,
of basketball. They
yeah,
wasn't challenging them,
yeah.
you
It
know.
wasn't because the East was weak back then.
The
Yeah,
East was super weak,
yeah,
super
they
weak.
didn't have enough good teams to compete with Cleveland back then.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
still, man, it wasn't challenging.
it
You could at
wasn't.
least challenge somebody.
Or Cleveland or Miami. Matter of fact, the last team that challenged Miami was Boston,
Boston, right?
but nobody really challenged. Nobody in the East really challenged Cleveland though.
Well, more times
That- that-
when Miami played Chicago Bulls, somebody was hurt.
yeah,
Somebody was hurt. Derrick Rose, or so it was never healthy. Those Bulls teams, and
yeah.
Boston won. The Cavs 1 year to go to the championship. They played the Celtics,
Mm-hmm.
and that was when we had Al Horford and Avery Bradley as our best players.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
the caliber of competition that LeBron was facing. That's why he went to so many finals in a row in the East.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? The
Right.
East was weak.
Right.
That's
Right.
just the
Right.
truth about it.
Right.
And some people don't like to hear that, but it's the truth. Just like in the '80s when Bird and Magic was playing, the East was more harder
Yeah,
competition.
yeah. The East had the Celtics, the Sixers, the
Yeah,
Pistons. You know what I'm saying? They
and
was decent.
Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah,
Milwaukee
Milwaukee was
Bucks.
good too.
They,
Yeah.
they Milwaukee Bucks won the most games total period in the whole decade of the '80s. They
Damn, I
the
didn't even
best
know that.
team in the '80s
I
to
didn't even
never
know
win
that.
a championship. These
Mm.
guys was in the playoffs every year. Sidney
Mm-hmm.
Moncrief and them, and Terry Cummings, and
Mm-hmm.
and Ricky Pierce, you know, I know I'm forgetting somebody.
Yeah, yeah, I can't remember too many guys from that team. But yeah, the East was no joke back then, yeah.
Yeah, Magic was
It was
playing
a
teams like Denver
gauntlet.
Nuggets with Fat Lever in the Western Conference Finals. He was playing the Dallas Mavericks with Sam Perkins,
And Houston
and
Rockets.
and then Houston Rockets. These type of teams. These type of teams who next year they won't be back. Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
man, Philly and Boston was a hardcore, man.
Right,
You
right.
know, Bird. In order for Bird to even think about Lakers anything, he had to first beat
He had to
the
get past
Sixers.
them. He had to
Yeah,
beat,
I mean,
yeah.
and it was
Yeah,
a problem.
that was a good rivalry, you know.
Yeah,
And it could have went either way. That's how good those teams was back then.
yeah. So that's
So,
how the East was. It was weak in LeBron's Cavs and Miami run. You know what I mean?
right, right.
They were a little better in the Miami run, no question. But
Yeah.
on the Cavs,
Yeah, because
nah,
Boston was still there. Yeah, yeah. There wasn't no competition on the Cavs or for
yeah,
the
man,
Cavs, back then because Paul George, he just didn't have enough help to beat that team by himself.
nah. And
I
Paul
mean,
George, for everything he's done in his career, he's overachieved. To be
mm,
honest,
hmm
uh, Paul Paul George, I believe, he's gonna go to the Hall of Fame.
yeah, he should. He should. He should go
But
to the Hall of Fame.
Paul George wasn't even that guy as far as how guys come to the NBA and from the get go they stars. He wasn't that
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
It
yeah. He
was
wasn't really.
Granger.
He wasn't really a top tier superstar. He's probably like a
No.
second tier or something like that.
Yeah, so
But
everything he's done in his career, he's
so
overachieved, to be honest.
right, right, right. Because the East, they didn't really have nobody like that.
Hmm.
So, and if you get that many cracks in the finals, man, 10, you got to win more than 4, man. I'm sorry, you got to
True.
win more. If MJ, if you would have swap out LeBron for MJ or Kobe, they would have won more than just 4, They would have
Well,
won more than
Kobe and
4.
Jordan, they won more championships than LeBron with
Yes,
less caliber players.
less caliber players,
Hmm.
less. Jordan only won. Jordan won all 6 of his championships with only 2 top 75 players.
And
Kobe,
six who are those 75? Who are they?
the 2 that Jordan played with,
Yeah,
Pip and Dennis Rodman. That's about it.
true.
And Kobe only won with 1. Shaq. That's it.
Well, some will say George Gervin also in Jordan's second season in the NBA. But George Gervin was kind of done. That was his last season in the NBA.
Right, right.
And they barely played together because Mike, his second season, had that bad broken foot. He missed a lot of games.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
what you call it? Damn, I was about to make a point. Um, yeah, as far as you know, Col- Jordan's one with. Oh yeah, this is what I was going to say. Jordan has 6 championships, and in 6 of those championships, um, 2 of them at least he ain't have an All Star. He won a championship as the only All Star. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. The first 2, yeah. That was
it,
before Pippen became an
the
all-star.
first one
Yeah,
against the Lakers, Pippen
yeah.
wasn't an All Star.
Right.
But the funny thing about it, he was an All Star the year before though.
Mm,
He was. You
mm.
know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
the year they went 7 against the Pistons,
Yeah, Pippen, he had a migraine
and
headache.
he and
That's
he
why he
was
didn't
he
play.
pitched out in that game
Yeah,
7.
yeah,
Talking about a migraine.
yeah.
So the next year he ain't make the All Star game, but they won the championship. And
Mm-hmm.
also obviously '98 against Utah, Pippen had the bad back.
Right.
And Dennis Rodman was never an all-star in a Chicago Bull uniform.
No,
Now
no,
say
not with the
yes.
Bulls. No,
He
not
should
with the
have been,
Bulls.
but remember, it was his image. That was all it was about. His
Mm-hmm.
image. He was Pippen Rodman was kicking cameramen in the nuts, headbutting refs. Remember, he was trying to be just too badass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean,
carry shit over from the bad boy Piston days, huh?
yeah, and he was an all-star on the Pistons
Yeah.
and defensive player of the year.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, if you swap, like you said, if you swap Jordan and Kobe, man, for LeBron, as far as all them rings, man,
Mm-hmm.
as far as LeBron, he wouldn't have that many rings. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, oh yeah. If you put LeBron in Jordan's position, hell no, he's not
Hmm.
winning that many rings, yo.
Nah,
I don't even know if he wins.
ain't too many players could win 6 rings with those, especially the last three with Bill Wennington and Luke Longley and those
The
teams
book,
were a little
they're
inferior
old. They were.
as far as looking at championship teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, that's why Mike is the greatest, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, those teams were not. Look, let's just look at the starting lineup with Longley, Rodman, Pippen, Jordan, and Ron Harper. Ron Harper ain't dropping 20 a game at that stage
Nah.
because of the knees, right?
Right.
The knees injuries, and he's there really to strap up. That was what won him championships. Defense, first and foremost. I mean, all five of those guys could hold their own. Luke Longley is a big dude. He's a
Right.
big dude. He's bigger than Ewing. He's
Mm-hmm.
bigger than David Robinson. He ain't bigger than Shaq, but he's taller
Right.
than him.
Right.
So
Right.
he can hold his own. He's a big Australian dude. Rodman, one of the greatest athletes in NBA history, not even defense, athletes, period. Right? Of course, Pippen, defense. Jordan, defense. Ron Harper is defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
And,
what really.
and and the Bulls, they was like the oldest team in the league during that second three-peat.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, they were.
and if you would have put LeBron in there at Jordan's age, I don't think LeBron's winning a championship.
Nah, he
I don't think.
definitely is not, man. He's
Nah,
not.
he can't. He can't win a championship.
LeBron
He
needs
can't.
two other top 75 guys on the team.
Right. Right. Right.
Now, he has Pippen there, sure, and Rodman, but he wasn't going to win with those guys. Not
Nah.
now.
I only think the first three-peat would have won, because
He wouldn't.
so,
There is no even a man like Kobe Bryant. Even though Kobe Bryant, what he did with those Pau Gasol teams, to
hmm
me, when just making it to the finals in '08 with no Bynum
right, right,
and Bynum wasn't who he was supposed to be yet.
right, right, right. He wasn't
No
supposed.
Artest. Trevor Ariza was injured.
Yeah, yeah. Trevor Ariza won with Kobe in '09, but Ron Artest won it with him in
Yeah,
2010.
but Trevor was there in '08, but he was injured.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Trevor's
he
there
didn't
in
play in the
'08. Yeah, yeah,
finals.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yep, yep.
Just to get to that finals, I gave Kobe a whole lot of props that year, man. I gave him a whole lot of props, man. He taking fellas like Sasha Vucic
hmm
and Jordan Farmer and these type of guys to the finals, man. These fellas got 2 rings. Luke Walton. These guys are not good. They got 2 rings because Kobe took that team to the championship. You
And,
know what I
and,
mean?
and another thing, Kobe is Kobe Bryant. Now, I'm not saying this as any disrespect to Magic Johnson, because I got him in my Mount Rushmore, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
only saying this just to elevate my point about Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that Kobe Bryant beat more 50-win teams in 2 years than Magic Johnson did his whole career?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yep.
But I
Yeah,
do
two
know he has
years.
a good
Yeah,
record.
from '08 to 2010. And that
Mm.
was and during that stretch, um in the Western Conference, you had to win 50 games or damn close to it just to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, those are the
That was
days
tough, man.
when the number 8 seed wins 47 games.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
number
I
eight
mean,
seed won 48 games in '09. That's why I said damn close
woo,
to it. But
48. You see?
yeah, but
You
in
see?
2000, but in '08 and 2010, the eighth seed won 50 games.
Mm.
Yes, in 2008 and 2010, yes, the eighth seed won 50, and it was 48 in 2009. That
Right.
is a tough ass era, and that
That's a
LeBron
tough era, though. Yeah.
LeBron he wouldn't want any of that smoke. I'm telling you right
No,
now,
no, no. He ain't
he
cut out for
cannot
that one.
he cannot win with that squad either, Cause
Yo, that's big time, man. Yo, Kobe
yes,
Bryant was a killer, man.
another
And I
thing,
wasn't a Kobe fan. I'm a
yeah, yeah,
Celtic fan.
yeah, yeah. You a Celtic, yeah, yeah.
I ain't
I
no
know
Kobe
that.
Bryant fan. But just like many players, and this is me, this is just something embedded in me.
Uh-huh.
I could hate a guy during his prime, his career. But for some reason, as they get older, I start to appreciate them more.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
and
gonna say I
respect them more.
start rooting for them,
Right,
but I
right,
appreciate their greatness.
right,
Prime
right, right.
example is a guy like I used to hate. Ask anybody in my family, any of my close friends who knew me in the '90s since I was back in Boston. My least, but players I hated the most in the NBA was Charles Barkley and Reggie Miller.
Mm,
I
okay.
hated them two MFs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Reggie Miller, I used to hate that guy, but then when I used to see him there playing with Ron Artest and Jermaine O'Neal, man, I used to root for this guy, man. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I used to
As
root
he
for this
older.
guy with Jamal Tinsley and these guys, and
Mhm.
Captain Jack and Greg Foster, Austin Crozier. I used to root for the man, not like I want him to win a championship, but I don't. I appreciate this guy. This guy's still doing it in year 17, 18, whatever. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's how it was for me with Kobe. I
Mhm.
guess it's when the player is not a threat to me or my team anymore. I
Right.
start to have a little affection
Yeah.
for him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And Kobe, his last years, I hated how he went out with the injury. I ain't a
Yeah, with the
Laker
Achilles.
fan, but I
Yeah.
watched that shit. The Lakers had that team with Ron Artest and Steve Nash and Dwight Howard, supposed to be a super team, and they wasn't winning and it was looking bad. But Kobe was carrying them in
Mhm.
like March, April, trying to get them into the playoffs. He was
Mhm.
carrying them, playing 48 minutes per game. D'Antoni was running him into the ground. And when he
Mhm.
tore his Achilles, man, and went there and shot
Yeah,
them
yeah,
two
yeah,
free throws.
yeah,
I got a heart, man. I
yeah.
didn't like that, man. I
Yeah,
felt for that man
yeah. He wasn't the
because
same,
I
man.
looked at him as an older guy. Why he
Mhm.
gotta do all this when he has
Mhm.
young, capable guys who are not holding their weight? You know what I mean?
Right, right.
And ever since that, I wasn't a Kobe hater anymore. And when he scored 60 points in his last game of his season, man, that type of stuff, that's like a movie.
Right, right,
That's a
right,
real life Disney movie,
right,
and you ain't gotta go to the movie theaters or rent a blockbuster DVD. You know what I mean?
right, right, right.
So
Yeah, that's a hell
that's
of a way
just
to
how
go
I
out, man.
am with
That's
certain guys.
yeah. I feel you, man.
But not just anybody. Great
Mm.
players, obviously. Great players. Great players who are doing things the right way. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like that for D Wade. In D Wade's last year in Miami, I wasn't.
Right.
No, I wasn't. I guess it's certain great players. D Wade's a great player, but we gonna make a whole lot of videos, dogs. We're
Yeah,
gonna make
man.
a whole lot of
I
videos
got
and
a lot
chop it
more.
up.
I got a lot more I want to say, man. But yeah,
All right,
this
hey, let's seal
discussion.
this video up, man. Let's finish this one up, close out.
Mhm.
And the people, just stay in tune, y'all. Be March Boxing, you know what I mean? Um, I'm gonna come on live with my man Cole Lizzo, you know what I mean? We're gonna drop some gems for y'all, talk some current NBA. And stay tuned. We'll be right back with the next joint. You got anything to say to the people, Cole?
Yeah, man, y'all be easy, man. I can't wait to chop it up with y'all. Got a lot more, man. A lot more fire content coming y'all way, man. I'm telling y'all,
Alrighty.
y'all gotta stay tuned, man. Y'all
No
gonna want to
doubt.
hear this.
So we're gonna let y'all know every weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. Best believe we gonna come on live, you know what I mean? But during the
Mhm.
week, you're gonna get some uploads from us, whether we go live or uploads, premieres. Just stay in tune. Be March Boxing, signing out. We out of here. Gone.
All right.
Peace.